this is not a coincidence. Heaven appointed this exact moment to reach your heart. You did not stumble here by chance. You were drawn, guided, and gently pulled into alignment with a message that has been waiting for you. Even now, as you listen, something deep in your spirit recognizes this moment. It's not random. It's not routine. It's divine. For days, maybe weeks, you've felt an ache that words can't name. The kind of ache that lingers when you wake at night and stare at the ceiling, wondering why things feel out of rhythm. That restlessness has been heaven's whisper. A quiet call urging you to slow down and notice that you are being sought after. Not by fear, not by confusion, but by light itself. Heaven has been speaking to you in ways that often go unnoticed. Through the timing of a delay, through the unexpected peace that came after the storm, through the moment you almost gave up but didn't. That was not willpower alone. That was a hand unseen, steady, sure, and full of mercy, holding you when you couldn't hold yourself. There is a reason you are hearing these words right now. Because the heavens saw what was coming long before you did. Because protection was already placed around your life before danger ever drew near. Because the one who formed you never left you unattended. Even in your silence, angels were stationed. Even in your confusion, heaven was still orchestrating the path beneath your feet. Psalm 91:11 declares, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." That scripture isn't poetic exaggeration. It's your reality. It means there are assignments in motion right now. Heavenly watchmen standing on the edges of your life, keeping what's meant for you in place, keeping what's not meant for you at bay. It means you've been watched over even when you didn't feel worthy of it. Some of the hardest moments of your life were actually rescue missions. That heartbreak that didn't make sense. That job that fell apart. That season of delay that made you feel forgotten. All of it was part of a larger orchestration. One designed to redirect you, not destroy you. You may have thought heaven was silent, but silence was only the sound of strategy. You may have thought you were falling behind, but you were actually being positioned. Every detour was protection disguised as disappointment. Archangel Michael has been near you all along, not as a distant figure of mythology, but as a guardian assigned to intercept what was meant to break you. Every time darkness came close, something stopped it. Every time confusion tried to overtake you, peace rose up in its place. You've been shielded in ways you may never fully know. Think back to the moments when things could have gone differently. When an accident missed you by seconds, when words meant to wound you somehow lost their strength, when you didn't understand why the door slammed shut. Those weren't coincidences. Those were heavenly interceptions. Archangel Michael stands in the realm between what tried to reach you and what God ordained for you. He is the sentinel of divine order, the embodiment of protection sent to keep you aligned when your heart was weary. Heaven saw every attack forming, and before it could reach you, angels moved. The battles you didn't even know about were already intercepted. You have not been overlooked. You've been preserved. You have not been abandoned. You've been protected in silence. You may have thought you were standing still, but heaven has been moving on your behalf all along. Let this settle into you. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are right on time. Heaven's plan for your life has not fallen apart. It is unfolding perfectly, even when you cannot see the shape of it. Every delay, every silence, every pause has been a carefully timed sequence of divine choreography. The fact that you are here proves it. Right now, there is a shift happening inside you. The weight that once pressed down is beginning to lift. The confusion that blurred your path is starting to clear. You are hearing with new ears, not the noise of the world, but the whisper of heaven saying, "You are found. You are covered. You are seen." This message is not casual. It's sacred. It is heaven's reminder that the unseen is working for your good. You were never walking alone. You were accompanied by divine light, even in the darkest hours. If you've been questioning why you're still here, why your story hasn't ended, hear this, because your assignment isn't finished. Because there are promises still unfolding. Because heaven has invested too much in your healing to let harm have the final word. Every tear you cried was collected. Every prayer you whispered was recorded. Every moment you felt unseen was actually the moment heaven leaned closest. The same God who commands the stars knows the rhythm of your breathing. The same Archangel who wars in heaven has stood silently beside your days, watching over every crossing, every loss, every return. Your protection was not partial. It was complete. And the whisper that found you today is proof that the plan never stopped moving forward. So breathe now. Let go of the thought that you missed something. Let go of the worry that you're too late. Heaven's timeline does not bow to human clocks. Right now, in this still moment, your alignment is being restored. The fatigue in your soul is being lifted. You are being reminded that divine orchestration is stronger than human effort. I declare over you, I am protected by the Lord's covering. I am guided by heavenly wisdom. I am surrounded by divine order. No delay will define me, and no attack will overtake me. My path is shielded, my steps are anointed, and my timing is divine. Breathe that truth in. Let it become your rhythm. Let the peace settle. Heaven is not late. It's precise. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. The whisper that found you tonight was not random. It was designed for you before time began. You are being positioned for restoration, guided by hands unseen and surrounded by light that darkness cannot touch. You are right where you are meant to be. And as this revelation settles into your spirit, remember, this is only the beginning. The whisper that found you was meant to awaken you. Because what's coming next will reveal why heaven had to protect you so fiercely. Stay with me. The hidden battle is deeper than you think. If you believe Archangel Michael is guarding you tonight, type "protected" in the comments as your declaration of faith and covering. There's a reason you felt weary, and it wasn't just stress. It wasn't just life being hard. It was warfare. What you've been carrying wasn't always yours to carry. That exhaustion in your chest, that silent tension that creeps in before sleep, that sudden flood of tears you couldn't explain. Those were echoes of battles not seen, but deeply felt. Spiritual and emotional confrontations designed not just to delay you, but to drain you. And yet, you're still here. Because someone was standing between you and the collapse. Because heaven never left you unguarded, even when it felt like everything was caving in. You've been walking through what many wouldn't survive. Betrayal from those you trusted. Loss that shook your identity. Fear that showed up in the quiet places of your mind. And not all of it started with you. Some of this warfare is ancient, passed down like a curse. Whispers of fear, patterns of abandonment, cycles of striving shame or never enoughness. This is deeper than just what you've experienced in the natural. This is spiritual bloodline warfare. Generational, invisible, targeted. Ephesians 6:12 reveals the truth, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. What you felt wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual resistance. What looked like delays or misfortunes were often assignments from darkness designed to break your momentum, shatter your confidence, and silence your voice. But listen closely now. Because Archangel Michael was there, not as a distant figure, but as a divine warrior assigned to your life by heaven's authority. In the moments where your mind felt like it was slipping, in the days where you questioned your worth, in the nights you couldn't even pray, he stood guard. When you were too weak to fight, he fought for you. When you couldn't even find words, heaven released protection over you anyway. When others looked at you and didn't see the weight you were under, heaven saw, heaven responded. There are moments that almost broke you, but almost doesn't win in the kingdom of God. Almost is the language of the enemy. And you, beloved, did not break. You may have bent, you may have wept, you may have curled up in the silence, wondering where God was, but you were not abandoned. You were preserved. Because that breakdown you experienced, that emotional collapse, that empty season, it wasn't failure, it was preservation. It was heaven saying, let them rest. Let them collapse into me. I will hold what they cannot. Let that settle into your soul. You were never meant to carry all of that weight alone. You were not born to bear it. You were born to break it. You were marked not as the one to repeat the pain, but as the one to interrupt the cycle. And that's exactly why the warfare felt personal. That's why the pressure intensified around your mind, your relationships, your health, your identity. Because your rising threatens everything darkness hoped to keep hidden. You, my chosen one, are a breaker of chains, not a bearer of burdens. And heaven saw that long before you did. Archangel Michael was assigned to protect that part of you. The part that didn't know how powerful you really are. The part of you that was tempted to settle for survival instead of stepping into restoration. He shielded you from enemies you couldn't see, both external and internal. This is why you've always felt a sense of being different. Why the same cycles that overtook others in your family line stop at your door. Why the pain that ran deep in others now meets resistance in you. Because heaven said no more. Because you were appointed to be the turning point. And though the battle has been fierce, you have not fought alone. You may not have seen the angels beside you, but you felt their effects, the peace that came in the middle of the panic, the whisper of comfort when no one else understood, the strength to rise when logic said you should have crumbled. Those moments weren't your imagination. They were evidence that heaven was holding you together. Let this be your reminder. You are not weak because you've struggled. You are powerful because you survived. You are not broken because you cried. You are whole because heaven stood guard while you healed. I declare over your life right now, I am not under attack. I am under divine protection. I am not repeating old cycles. I am breaking them. What tried to break me has already lost its power. I am shielded, strengthened, and selected for this season. Every invisible battle is being replaced by visible peace. You are not behind. You are in a sacred position of transition. You are walking out of the battlefield with your head lifted and your heart protected. This is not the end of your story. It's the recognition of what you've already survived and the honoring of the one who brought you through. So breathe again. The war may have been loud, but peace has always had the final word. You are still standing for a reason, and that reason is tied to legacy, to healing that won't just touch you, but everyone connected to you, because the breaker always carries blessings for those behind them. And your life is now a gate through which healing can flow. You are not walking in circles. You are walking in freedom. And heaven is celebrating that truth right now. As we prepare for the next part of this revelation, let your heart settle in this reality. The battle was real. but your covering was greater. And now, it's time to discover the shield you didn't even know you had. That close call wasn't luck. It was angelic interception. That thing that should have broken you ended you pulled you under. It wasn't your strength that got you through. It was something greater. It was someone sent. Because, beloved, there were moments you survived that you can't explain. Moments where logic fails, but you walked out whole. Moments when the phone rang seconds before a bad decision. When you changed your route without knowing why. When your breath caught in your throat and something told you, don't go there. That wasn't just instinct. That was intervention. That was heaven, reaching into your timeline and rerouting danger. Archangel Michael was not just watching from a distance. He was covering you, shielding you in ways your natural eyes could never see, standing where the attack was aimed, so it wouldn't reach your heart. You were protected, even when you didn't ask to be. You were guarded, even before you knew you needed guarding. Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn." This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. That word, heritage, means it's yours by inheritance. You don't have to earn that protection. It's already written into your name, already sealed over your life. There were times when weapons formed, but they shattered before they could strike. You didn't see the full battle, but you felt the relief. You didn't hear the whisper of the attack, but you saw the silence where it never arrived. Because Michael was sent to defend you when your back was turned. Heaven posted angels at the gates of your home, your decisions, your future. And they turned back what was never meant to enter. Maybe you've forgotten some of the miracles. Maybe you've moved on too fast from what should have broken you. But today the Spirit reminds you, you were covered. As a child, when you cried in the dark, unsure if anyone heard, heaven did. Those prayers you couldn't form, they were collected, held in the hands of angels. Whispers of hope too young to name stored for your future healing. Even in your rebellion, even in your running, even when your choices led you far from peace. Heaven did not abandon you, because the covenant over your life was not based on perfection. It was based on purpose, and your purpose is protected. Your promise is preserved. There is no measure for what has been blocked on your behalf. No way to count the threats that almost reached you. No way to tally the arrows that never landed. But your survival, that's the evidence. You are living proof that spiritual protection works. You are the testimony that darkness doesn't always get the last word, that not every curse continues, that not every plan of the enemy succeeds. Because heaven knew your name long before you claimed it for yourself, and angels were assigned. Long before you ever said, "God, help me," some of the most important victories of your life you didn't even see, because they happened in silence. They happened in the night. They happened while you were too weary to fight, but still precious enough to be fought for. Do you remember the moment you walked away from something toxic? Do you remember the time you were seconds away from danger, but something stopped you? Do you remember the time you should have lost your mind, but didn't? That was coverage. That was a heavenly shield between you and collapse. And yes, there have been attacks. Yes, there have been moments of pain, confusion, betrayal. But if you only knew what didn't get through, if you only knew what tried but failed, if you only knew how many arrows were pulled out of the air before they reached you, you would fall to your knees in gratitude. You would stop calling yourself unlucky. You would stop believing the lie that you're always overlooked. because the very fact you're here right now is divine evidence. You are seen. You are known. You are kept. Your home has been covered. Your mind has been shielded. Your future surrounded. Chaos did not consume you. The storm did not win. Even in your self-doubt, heaven kept fighting for you. Even when you questioned your worth, your covering never lifted. You were never walking alone, even when you felt like you were. I declare this over your life. I am divinely covered, seen, known, and protected. I am not a victim of coincidence. I am a vessel of divine alignment. What tried to reach me was stopped before it ever touched me. The angels of the Lord encamp around me, and I walk surrounded by holy fire. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, ever. Let these words press deep into your chest. Like oil, you are not unprotected. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. You were never left to fight alone. Not once. Not ever. Every time the enemy made a plan, heaven made a wall. Every time harm tried to approach, you were rerouted. The enemy had intentions, but heaven had interruption. This is why you're still standing. This is why your life has weight. Because God has preserved what matters to Him. And you, beloved, matter to Him. Heaven has been guarding more than your life. It's been guarding your healing. And what's coming next will begin to reveal just how many battles were fought to bring you here. Safely, softened, and ready to receive again. You may have doubted your strength, but heaven never did. You may have questioned your worth, but Michael never did. You were covered long before you knew it. And now, as your spirit begins to see what was always surrounding you, let your heart prepare. Because the next revelation will show you how even your healing has been defended. While everything looked broken, healing quietly began. You didn't see it at first. You couldn't feel it. There were no signs, no breakthroughs, no sudden change in the atmosphere. Just survival, just tears, just silence. But even then, healing had already begun. Not loud, not dramatic, but deep. The kind of healing that doesn't start with answers, but with presence. The kind of restoration that doesn't begin in light, but in the dark. When the storm is still raging and nothing feels stable. While you were breaking, something sacred was mending. Because healing often begins invisibly, not with a miracle shouted from the rooftops, but with a whisper, a small shift in your spirit, a slow strength returning to your chest, a breath you didn't expect to find. You see, heaven doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect. Healing doesn't require clarity. In fact, some of the deepest healing starts in the chaos. When you lost the job, when the person left, when the plan collapsed. That wasn't just grief. It was groundwork. The breaking of what was shallow, so something deeper could grow. You didn't realize it, but Archangel Michael was close in that moment. Not with a sword, but with a shield, covering your soul while God began the quiet work of repair. Heaven was not ignoring your pain. It was answering it. Not by fixing everything instantly, but by planting something stronger underneath the loss. Jeremiah 30:17 says, "I will restore you to health and heal your wounds," declares the Lord. This promise wasn't spoken in a palace. It was declared in exile, to people who had been scattered, silenced, and scarred. And that's what makes it so holy. Because restoration doesn't wait until you feel worthy. It begins the moment heaven sees a wound, and your wounds. Yes, even the ones you try to hide, have already been seen, already been named, already been wrapped in divine intention. There is no such thing as a delay in the kingdom, only sanctuaries. only sacred pauses designed to prepare you for the weight of what's coming next. That season where nothing seemed to move, that wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Heaven slowed things down so you wouldn't collapse under the speed of blessing. Heaven closed certain doors so your spirit wouldn't be exposed to what you couldn't yet carry. You thought you were behind, but really, you were being built. And now, what didn't grow before is awakening. What was dormant is stirring. What was numb is starting to feel again. Because healing is not just the absence of pain, it is the return of presence, the return of clarity, the return of joy. Not loud joy, but steady joy. You may still see the scars, but scars are not signs of weakness. They are signs you survived. That's why heaven doesn't erase them. It honors them, because your survival is sacred. And the healing that's unfolding in your life right now is not surface level. It's structural. Your heart is being restructured. Not just repaired, but rebuilt stronger. Stronger in discernment, stronger in peace, stronger in knowing who you are and what you carry. And that strength, it's not from pretending to be okay. It's from surrendering when you weren't. It's from the moment you wept and said, "God, I don't know how to fix this, but I trust you." It's from the night you cried out in your car and still drove forward the next morning. It's from the ache you felt when nothing changed. And yet you chose not to give up. That is where healing begins. In storms, in shadows, in surrender. You're healing. Even if you're still crying, you're healing. Even if you still don't have all the answers, you're healing. Even if no one around you notices yet. Because healing is not always visible, but it is always active. Archangel Michael has been overseeing the process, not rushing it, not interrupting it, but guarding it. Heaven has been ensuring that no lie, no fear, no old wound reopens what God is sealing. You are not just healing for yourself. You are healing for legacy, for every future conversation that will carry peace because you chose not to stay broken. Let this settle in your spirit. I am healing even if I don't feel whole yet. I am covered even if I still carry questions. Heaven sees my progress even when I can't measure it. The storm did not stop my destiny. It started my deliverance. You are walking through sacred restoration, one quiet miracle at a time. And even now as you listen, heaven is tending to your wounds, the ones you show, and the ones no one sees. You're not too far gone. You're not too broken. You're not disqualified. You're in process. And that process is holy. Let your tears be honored. Let your fatigue be acknowledged. Let your courage just to keep listening be seen. You are not standing still. You are standing in a slow miracle, and every second something new is coming alive in you. So breathe again. The pressure is lifting. The timeline is no longer your burden. The outcome is not your responsibility. Only trust is. Because God does not begin a healing. He doesn't intend to finish. You are being restored, body, mind, and spirit, and the evidence will come. But for now, let the whisper be enough. You're healing. You're covered. And the storm didn't win. As you hold that truth close, get ready. Because healing is sacred. But victory is next. What was meant to destroy you is now working in your favor. That thing they said about you. That decision that broke your heart. That season that almost took your breath away. It wasn't the end. Heaven didn't just watch it happen. Heaven reversed it. Because every plan formed against you was met with a higher plan, a louder truth, a greater hand. And what the enemy meant for harm, God is now using for glory. Romans 8:28 says, And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Not some things, all things. Even the betrayal, even the silence, even the parts of your story that still sting a little when you talk about them. You may not have seen it then, but the attack backfired. It exposed hearts that didn't belong in your future. It revealed truths you weren't supposed to carry into your next season. It pushed you closer to God and further from distractions. That betrayal, it became clarity. Now you know who's for you. Now you know where your peace comes from. Now you know how to protect your atmosphere. That rejection, it became redirection. That door that slammed shut wasn't denial. It was divine guidance. Because what was behind it could not carry your promise. That loneliness, it became preparation. You learned how to stand when no one clapped. You learned how to pray in the dark. You learned how to discern the presence of God without needing applause. It wasn't just survival. It was setup. It was sharpening. It was sanctification. Archangel Michael didn't just observe your warfare. He entered it. Where your strength ended, his began. Where you felt too small to confront it, heaven sent a warrior in your name. The weapon formed, but it didn't prosper. Because divine hands intercepted it. Because your future was too important to be left vulnerable. Because your identity was too sacred to be stolen. What was meant to destroy your confidence became the birthplace of your discernment. What was sent to drain you actually taught you. Taught you to listen for the voice of God. Taught you to stop second-guessing the Holy Spirit's nudge. Taught you to trust when God says no. Heaven allowed the attack, but heaven also used it. And now the same story that once felt like a curse is becoming your testimony. You are walking proof that darkness cannot outmaneuver destiny, that God doesn't waste pain, that betrayal is sometimes the permission slip to leave the wrong rooms, that delay is often the final warning before divine elevation. The enemy planned confusion, but you gained clarity. The enemy hoped for chaos, but you found peace. The enemy whispered fear, but you now walk in boldness. And you didn't get here alone. You didn't earn this clarity through your own wisdom. It came because heaven intervened. Archangel Michael stepped in, and the plot flipped. The schemes fell flat. The assignment failed. Because what stands against the chosen has to answer to the commander of heaven's armies. And your name was marked in heaven long before the attack ever began. You are not a victim of sabotage. You are a witness of reversal. And your healing now includes something you didn't expect: vindication. Yes, God is healing your heart, but He's also revealing the full picture. He's letting you see what He protected you from. He's letting you watch how the very ones who tried to wound you are now watching you rise. That's not pride. That's prophecy. Because when God restores, He does it publicly. When He heals, He leaves nothing broken. And when He vindicates, He does it in ways that remind you you were never forsaken. I declare over you now, everything that was sent to harm me is being reversed in my favor. The betrayal became my clarity. The rejection became my protection. The silence became my sanctuary. And my pain has now become my platform. Let your spirit rise in this moment. You are not who you were before the storm. You are wiser, stronger, covered. Because while you wept, heaven moved. While you questioned, heaven confirmed. And now what once confused you will begin to make sense. Your pain has been repurposed. Your story has been edited by divine hands. No more rehearsing the injury. No more living in loops of what they did or didn't say. Today, heaven announces the attack backfired, and your heart is proof. Your endurance is proof. Your peace is proof. You've come through what others didn't understand. You've risen from what should have buried you. You've survived what looked like the end. And now you will see the fruit of that survival. Because heaven didn't just heal you in secret. Heaven is about to honor you in the open. There's a reason you didn't quit. A reason you didn't fold. A reason your soul stayed tethered even when your strength ran out. It's because you were never meant to die in that place. You were meant to testify from it. So don't shrink back now. Don't carry shame for a battle that refined you. Don't apologize for being preserved when others tried to break you. You were meant to walk out of that season whole, healed, empowered, and ready for what comes next. Because now you will begin to see what the pain was making room for. Now you will see why heaven had to interrupt what was never aligned. You're about to see why it had to happen that way. Not because you deserved it, but because heaven used it. And now it will bless you. That silence wasn't rejection. It was protection. You didn't lose them. You were spared from them. That message that never came. The call that didn't go through. The opportunity that disappeared before it started. It wasn't because you weren't enough. It was because heaven stepped in and said, "Not this, not them, not now." Because what tried to reach you wasn't assigned to you. It looked good on the outside. It may have even sounded like a dream come true, but it was misaligned, off in spirit, distorted in intent, and you would have been entangled in something that would delay your destiny. Psalm 121:7 declares, "The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life." That keeping isn't passive. It's active intervention. It means someone was watching. Someone was measuring motives. Someone was listening behind the words. And the moment that connection tried to cross into your life with hidden compromise, heaven blocked it. Archangel Michael intervened, not out of punishment, but out of protection. Some connections never formed because the root system was infected. Some offers fell through because the soil of their intentions wasn't pure. Some people went silent, not because they forgot you, but because they weren't allowed to reach you. Their silence was heaven's whisper. That's what you didn't see at the time. You thought it was ghosting, rejection, disinterest. But heaven saw the deeper layers, the manipulation, the spiritual weight, the long-term detour it would have created. And in mercy, not judgment, God closed the door. Let this be healing to your heart. Not everything withheld was a loss. Some of it was your rescue, that relationship that never began. You didn't miss love. You missed confusion. That promotion you almost got. You didn't lose elevation. You dodged an atmosphere that would have drained your purpose. That invitation that never came. It wasn't because you were overlooked. It's because you were overshadowed by divine protection. And maybe even now, you're still wondering about someone. Still asking, why didn't it work out? Still replaying the what-ifs, the could-have-beens, the almosts. But heaven wants you to hear this clearly. It didn't happen because it wasn't supposed to. And if it had reached you, it would have drained you, distracted you, disoriented you. So Archangel Michael stood between you and the entanglement. And heaven said no, not as rejection, but as mercy. Because what you're stepping into now requires clarity. And not everyone is qualified to speak into your clarity. Not every voice is worthy of your atmosphere. Not every connection can handle the weight of what you're carrying. So yes, there are people who feel distant now. things that never materialized, spaces you once longed for that are now quiet. But what didn't come to pass was your covering. You weren't forgotten. You were protected. You weren't disqualified. You were reserved. And you were shielded from entanglements that would have delayed your next move. This is what divine timing looks like. Not just what shows up, but also what is lovingly kept away. So if your soul has been carrying unanswered questions, if your heart has felt the ache of unexplained absence, let peace wash over you now, because heaven was active behind the silence, working, guarding, redirecting. I declare this over you right now. I am covered by divine wisdom. I trust what didn't happen. I release the things heaven blocked. I honor the silence as sacred protection. No connection offer or opportunity meant for me will ever miss me. And beloved, if this word is resonating in your spirit, if you feel like this message was carved specifically for your timeline, let this be your moment of prophetic agreement. Comment, I am covered. Subscribe to stay under this daily prophetic covering. Share this with someone you know is questioning why silence showed up where they expected answers. Because sometimes the most powerful yes is the no you never understood at the time. And right now, heaven is saying, what didn't happen was my hand. So breathe deep, let go. Release the ache of what didn't manifest, and receive the reassurance of being kept. You are not unlucky. You are shielded. You are not left behind. You are being led. In the path ahead, it's clearing. Because what wasn't sent has made room for what is. Now let's talk about that. Because someone is being sent. And this time, they will be aligned. They will be clear. They will be heaven approved. The voice that's coming next will not harm. It will heal. The silence you've been walking through hasn't been a void. It's been a reset. Heaven has not been withholding. Heaven has been preparing. And now something new is being released. After everything that was blocked, delayed, or silenced, a new voice is being sent to your life. A voice that will carry healing clarity, peace. Not confusion, not manipulation, not hidden agendas. Because the next person who speaks into your life will be sent, not stumbled upon. They will arrive with alignment, not chaos. They will recognize the weight of who you are and respond with reverence, not control. You've spent long enough trying to decipher mixed signals. Long enough wondering if love was supposed to feel like anxiety. Long enough trying to make peace out of patterns that didn't match your calling. Now comes the voice that matches your frequency. The connection that doesn't need to be chased. The presence that won't pressure perform or pretend. John 10:27 says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." There is a voice that belongs to your journey. A voice that carries the sound of safety. A voice that doesn't drain you. It draws you closer to the Father. That voice is on the way. Archangel Michael is already making the way clear. He is clearing away spiritual static, separating the true from the counterfeit, removing every leftover residue from past alignments that weren't rooted in heaven. Because heaven will not let you walk into your next season with old noise in your ears. You are being retuned to hear what's real, what's holy, what's aligned. You're no longer available for voices that disguise manipulation as care. No longer accessible to anyone who doesn't carry the sound of peace. This is why it's been quiet for a while. This is why familiar voices have faded. Not because you're alone, but because God has been recalibrating your spirit to recognize truth, to discern tone, to feel when something isn't quite right. And now, heaven is preparing a voice that will speak with integrity, that won't echo your fears, but speak to your future, that won't romanticize your pain, but honor your healing. The next voice you receive into your space will be able to speak life over dry places. Their words will not take from you. They will pour into you. Their presence will not raise confusion. It will raise confirmation. Pay attention in the days ahead. There will be signs, dreams, unusual moments of peace, unexpected conversations that carry weight, timing that feels divine, because it is. You won't have to strive for this connection. You won't have to guess. There will be a deep knowing in your spirit, because heaven already knows who is next to reach you. You are not being sent just anyone. You are being sent someone with assignment awareness. They will recognize that you are not a casual encounter. You are a carrier of God's presence, a vessel of breakthrough, a protector of peace. So don't be surprised if heaven continues to quiet the wrong voices before the right one appears. Don't resist the stillness. It's making room for the signal you've been waiting for. And when it comes, when that new voice finally reaches your ears, you'll feel it. Not in your emotions, but in your spirit. Not through flattery, but through fruit. Their words will be seasoned with grace. Their presence will affirm your assignment. Their timing will not feel forced. It will feel right. Because this voice has been ordained. I declare this over you now. I am ready to receive what is aligned with heaven. I am no longer accessible to what drains me. The next voice I hear will affirm, not confuse. The next relationship I enter will carry peace, not performance. My ears are tuned to heaven. My spirit is aligned. I am ready for what's next. Let this truth settle deep into your chest. You don't need to chase what's divinely assigned. You don't need to perform to be pursued. The voice that's meant to find you is already being sent. Because God is a good Father. And when He removes something, it's never to leave you empty. It's to make space for something better, stronger, wiser, aligned. You have outgrown environments where you had to explain your discernment. You have outgrown spaces where your quiet strength was mistaken for weakness. You have outgrown conversations that cost you peace just to maintain. Now, you will be met with someone who doesn't just understand your calling. They respect it. They won't compete with your clarity. They won't shrink at your anointing. They will speak life in rhythm with your purpose. And when you hear their voice, you'll realize, this is what heaven's timing sounds like. This is what covering feels like. This is what it means to be seen and safe at the same time. So keep your spirit expectant. Keep your posture soft. Keep your ears tuned to peace. Heaven is never late, and this connection is already in motion. But to receive it, you must be unchained first, because the voice that is coming cannot enter while your hands are still holding fragments of what once was. The sound of breakthrough is approaching, and it's carrying words that will heal, not harm, lift, not confuse, affirm, not manipulate. And when it reaches you, you'll know. This didn't start with you, but it can end with you. The fear you've carried, the pain that seems to recycle itself every few years, the sickness that keeps showing up without cause, the relationships that fall apart the same way every time. It's not your fault, but it has tried to become your identity. It's tried to follow you into places it was never meant to dwell. But this is where the pattern breaks, because heaven is drawing a bloodline boundary. Right here, right now, through you. The chain may have started generations ago, but it ends with you standing in alignment, covered by heaven, backed by angels. and sealed by a promise that cannot be revoked. Ezekiel 18:2 says, "The fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge." In other words, the pain of one generation has echoed into the next. But God never meant for that pattern to be permanent. You were not born to repeat dysfunction. You were raised up to interrupt it. The anger that lives in your bloodline, it stops here. The trauma passed down like inheritance, it ends now. The financial lack, the abandonment, the addiction, the anxiety that always finds its way back. Heaven has drawn the line. Archangel Michael has been stationed at the gate of your family's history, not just to guard you from future attacks, but to break the grip of the past. You were chosen to rewrite the story. This is bigger than just your healing. This is about restoration that reaches generations. This is about your children and their children, walking in freedom you never saw growing up. You are standing in the place where heaven and history collide. And instead of cycles continuing, they are collapsing. This is not just personal. This is bloodline restoration. You are the voice that your ancestors prayed would rise. You are the one they didn't have the language or liberty to become. You are the interruption, the breaker, the restorer. There's a reason you've always felt the weight of things that didn't start with you. A reason you've battled silently with heaviness you couldn't explain. It's because the fight wasn't just for your peace. It was for everyone who would come after you. You are breaking what tried to follow you into your new season. That spirit of fear that tried to nest in your thoughts. That shadow of sickness that tried to cling to your name. That shame that whispered lies in your silence. They all thought they had access. But today heaven announces, access denied. Archangel Michael has cut the cord. The permission has been revoked. What followed you here has no right to follow you further. The cycle ends where your faith begins. The curse breaks where your obedience stands. The story changes where your surrender takes root. And it doesn't end with you. It multiplies through you. Your children will not carry what you had to fight through. They will inherit peace, not panic. Joy, not generational trauma. Freedom, not fear. This is the power of standing in divine authority. This is what happens when you say yes to becoming a bloodline gatekeeper. Heaven begins to reroute everything that was once flowing in the wrong direction. I declare over you now, I am the interruption to every generational pattern of pain. I am covered in divine authority. No sickness, fear, or curse will pass through me. My children and their children will walk in the freedom I claim today. I am the breaker. I am the restorer. I am the chosen one. Let your spirit absorb this truth. You are not crazy. You are called. You are not weak. You are wired for war. You were born for this. Not to suffer endlessly, but to shatter what tried to hold your family hostage. And it may not feel easy. The patterns may scream for attention. The history may try to resurface. But greater is the one within you, and stronger is the covenant you now walk in. This isn't just deliverance, it's divine restructuring. God is going back through your timeline, back through your bloodline, and He's cutting off every root that was never planted by Him. You don't have to understand the full history. You just need to say yes to being the new beginning. And heaven is responding to your yes with supernatural force. Walls are falling, chains are cracking, cycles are burning. This is your crossing point. The place where you say, no more fear, no more silence, no more generational weight. And heaven says, then let restoration begin. You will feel the shift, you will feel the release, and your name will carry a new sound. Not one of sorrow, but of strength. You are not just walking into freedom. You're walking in with a key, one that unlocks liberty for everyone connected to you. Because when heaven breaks something off of you, it doesn't just fall to the floor. It falls like a domino into every generation before and after. And now the echo of your deliverance is being felt forward and backward in time. Heaven is healing history through you. So stand tall, speak boldly, pray like one who has been sent to change everything. You were not chosen randomly. You were assigned precisely. And now, the old has no access. The new is being established. You are walking in a line of authority that cannot be reversed. Now the signs will begin to appear in your dreams, in your children, in your home, in your mind. Even in the way your body responds to stress, you'll notice something has been cut off. Because what tried to follow you can't follow you anymore. That number, that dream, that moment, it wasn't random. You thought it was coincidence. You thought it was your imagination. You brushed it off. But heaven was speaking again and again. The number you kept seeing. The dream that repeated itself even when you didn't understand it. The strange conversation that left your spirit stirred. It wasn't noise. It wasn't nothing. It was God. Heaven speaks in patterns, in symbols, in timing. And the signs you saw were not accidents. They were alignments. Luke 21:11 says, "There will be great earthquakes, famines and pestilences in various places, and fearful events and great signs from heaven." Not just signs in the sky, but signs in your room, in your phone, in your daily walk, in your sleepless nights, in the moments you paused for no reason. Heaven was whispering through everything. You are not crazy. You are sensitive to the sacred. You are more spiritually aware than you've allowed yourself to believe. And now Archangel Michael reveals what you couldn't yet name. The signs were there all along. That dream where someone tried to speak but couldn't. That was a warning, a divine restriction. Heaven was showing you that not every voice has access to your peace. That text message you kept waiting for. That silence wasn't emptiness. It was redirection. God blocked what you wanted to hear to protect your ears from what could harm your heart. The number you kept seeing, repeating over and over again. 11:11, 3:33, 4:44. You thought it was just a clock, but it was a coded message, a sign of alignment, a reminder that heaven is keeping time with your journey, that you are not behind. You are in divine rhythm. Heaven often speaks in ways that bypass your intellect, so that your spirit can receive what your mind can't process. And you've been receiving more than you know. The visions, the inner nudges, the songs that came on at just the right moment, the chills that ran through your body during a conversation. These are not emotions. They are encounters, small ripples of revelation, prophetic breadcrumbs, guiding you, correcting you, preparing you. You were never ignored. You were redirected. When you prayed and nothing happened, it wasn't heaven's silence. It was heaven's strategy. God was guiding you away from entanglements, away from unnecessary sorrow, away from the very thing you were begging to stay in. The unanswered request, the detour, the delay. They were signals, gentle roadblocks, not to frustrate you, but to preserve you. Heaven has never been far. It's been speaking through what you dismissed. And now you're ready to hear it differently. Now the veil is lifting. And you'll begin to notice what's been present all along. That coworker who always speaks just the word you needed. That street sign you passed at the right moment. That random call from someone you hadn't spoken to in years. That deep peace that settles over you when you're about to make the right choice. These are not accidental. They are confirmation. You are surrounded by divine markers. And the signs are intensifying because your season is shifting. Heaven is amplifying the prophetic because your discernment is sharpening. You're not who you were 6 months ago. You're not doubting like you once did. You're listening. You're noticing. You're waking up. And now you'll begin to see new signs. Signs of healing, signs of alignment, signs of doors opening without strain, signs of hearts connecting without confusion, signs that you are exactly where you need to be. Let this truth rest in your spirit. I am surrounded by divine confirmation. The signs are real. The messages are clear. I no longer dismiss what my spirit recognizes. Heaven is speaking, and I am listening. I walk in alignment. I move with peace. I receive every divine signal. Let your heart exhale. You don't need to force clarity. You just need to slow down and receive it. God has been speaking the entire time. Now you're ready to recognize it. From this day forward, the signs will no longer feel like mysteries. They will feel like instructions. They will feel like comfort. They will feel like home. Because God doesn't just speak to pastors or prophets. He speaks to His children. And you, yes you, have always been able to hear Him. You're learning to trust that now. You're learning to believe your discernment isn't dramatic. It's divinely developed. And Archangel Michael is standing watch over this transition in you, helping you recognize the divine frequency, helping you filter out the noise, helping you recognize what's holy. The old confusion is breaking, the old self-doubt is lifting, and your confidence in the voice of God is rising. So get ready. In the days ahead, things will feel different. More confirmations, more divine interruptions, more moments where time slows and your heart knows this is from God. The signs will become undeniable, and you won't need a prophet to validate it. You will know, because heaven is not distant. It's within reach, and it's speaking your language. So stay sensitive, stay still, stay open, because heaven is about to speak again. Not in thunder, not in fire, but in a whisper. Now, find stillness to hear clearly. What's truly aligned won't miss you, and it won't need to be chased. You've spent enough time striving, enough time wondering if you were doing enough, saying enough, becoming enough. But heaven wants you to know this now. What is truly for you already recognizes your spirit. It hears you before you speak. It finds you without confusion. It meets you in peace, not pressure. The days of forcing what isn't flowing are over. The time of pushing doors that don't open is behind you. What's next will come with clarity, not chaos. Because what's aligned with God doesn't compete for your attention. It responds to your presence. Isaiah 30:21 says, "Your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, 'This is the way, walk in it,' whenever you turn to the right hand or whenever you turn to the left." This is the kind of guidance you are stepping into now. A holy flow, a divine echo, a knowing in your spirit that doesn't need outside validation. Archangel Michael has been sent not only to protect, but to clear distortion, to remove the static, to silence the interference, to disconnect every voice that disguised distraction as destiny. Now the pathway is open. Now what was meant for you can hear you, because you've surrendered the noise. You've stopped striving to be seen. You've let go of what wasn't returning peace, and that made room. Room for right relationships. Room for divine ideas. Room for the people who see your heart before they try to handle your gifts. You no longer need to perform to be pursued. You don't have to explain your worth. You don't have to shrink so others feel comfortable near your calling. What's truly aligned with heaven already knows how to respond to your presence. and it's moving toward you now. This is how divine flow begins, when you stop begging, when you stop pushing, when you start trusting. Trusting that what is meant for you knows how to find you. Trusting that heaven does not forget the faithful. Trusting that God is never late and never silent when the soul is surrendered. That silence you've endured wasn't delay. It was divine timing. What you thought was being withheld was being refined. And now that the noise is gone, your signal is clear. What is meant for you can hear you now. Your prayers have not been lost. Your intercession has not been in vain. Your tears have watered the soil of the very thing that's about to bloom. The people who were once distracted by the wrong voices will soon find their way to you. The opportunities that bypassed you before will be rerouted. Because you are no longer striving from a place of fear. You are walking in alignment, and that alignment is your protection. Because divine protection always brings peace, not tension, not confusion, not that gut feeling of, this doesn't feel right. What's meant for you will never bring torment. It will never make you question who you are in Christ. It will never ask you to compromise your peace for proximity. That's how you'll know. You won't have to force it. You'll just have to receive it. And let this be your healing today. Letting go was not a mistake. It was a holy exchange. You released what was uncertain so you could hold what was ordained. Every time you said, God, I trust you, even though this hurts, heaven responded with, then let me send what your heart can finally hold. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. And now, the blessing is not silent. It's drawing near. I declare this over your life. I am aligned with divine timing. I no longer chase. I attract what heaven has prepared. My peace is proof of God's protection. I release what isn't for me and make room for what is. What is meant for me is hearing me now, and it's moving in my direction. If your spirit feels this shift, if something in you knows this word was handpicked for your journey, let this be your moment of agreement. Comment, I am aligned. Share this with someone who needs to stop striving and start resting. Subscribe to stay under this daily prophetic covering where peace meets clarity and every word carries weight. You don't have to keep waiting for the next sign. You are the sign. Your stillness is your signal. Your obedience is your open door. And as you continue in this flow, you will notice something different. No more anxiety about who stays or who leaves. No more over-explaining yourself to people who were never sent to understand you. No more rehearsing old wounds just to justify your discernment. You're free now. And your freedom is attracting alignment. The kind of alignment that doesn't shake under pressure. The kind that doesn't feel like walking on eggshells. The kind that holds space for your growth, your calling, and your joy. So breathe deeper. You are no longer waiting. You are receiving. And what's coming? It will not vanish. It will not need to be chased. It will not pull you out of peace to prove it belongs. It will stay. It will build. It will bless. Because it was designed with your name on it. Now, enter the sacred stillness, because what hears you is coming, and in that silence you'll feel the sound of heaven drawing near. There's a reason you're still here. Your name was circled in heaven. You didn't survive by accident. You didn't just make it through. You were preserved, held, watched over, shielded for something greater than the pain you walked through. You may not have always felt it. You may have questioned it more than once. But heaven has never taken its eyes off you. Psalm 121:8 declares, "The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore." Every step forward, every setback, every return, every detour, God saw it all, and stayed with you through it. You were preserved for this moment, not just protected from harm, but preserved for purpose. Archangel Michael didn't just defend you from the enemy. He stood between you and the plan of hell itself. Every plot against your peace was intercepted. Every time the enemy tried to take you out too early, heaven said, "Not now, not this one." There's a kind of divine protection that goes beyond escape. It's the kind that holds your name in sacred timing. It's the kind that reserves your seat at the table when others counted you out. You've been marked, not for shame, not for fear, but for something sacred. This season isn't your ending, it's your opening. It's the moment when everything you survived starts to make sense. When what looked like delay begins to glow with purpose. When what you lost is eclipsed by what's being restored. This is not a recovery. This is restoration. What the locusts tried to eat, God is giving back. What was wasted in broken relationships, lost years' mental fog, heaven has stored it all for this hour. And now, you are stepping into it. The glory of this moment isn't in how perfect you are, it's in how present you are. Still here, still listening, still open, still expecting. Heaven honors that. And so does Michael. There are no medals for spiritual endurance. But if there were, yours would be shining. Because you've kept walking. Even when you limped. Even when your heart bled silently. Even when you thought no one noticed you're trying. Heaven noticed. And today, you are being honored in the Spirit. Not because you performed, but because you persevered. You were preserved through the fire. Through the nights you didn't think you'd make it. Through the moments you almost gave up. Through the silence that made you doubt your worth. You were preserved for this moment, for this word, for this shift, for this next level of healing clarity and alignment. What you're feeling right now isn't emotion alone, it's recognition. Your spirit knows it's time. Your body may be tired, but your soul knows this season carries divine weight. You're not entering this chapter empty. You're entering it with all of heaven's attention. Let this truth wrap around you. I was preserved, not just protected. I am still here because heaven has something for me to walk into. My delays were sacred. My pauses were protection. My survival is prophecy. What I thought was a dead end was really a door being carved in secret. You are not behind. You are in alignment. You didn't miss your moment. You are standing in it. Right now, heaven is pouring oil over your past, not to erase it, but to anoint it, to sanctify it, to redeem every moment the enemy tried to label as failure. Because the story isn't closing, it's unfolding. And you are walking into it with more wisdom, more discernment, more strength than ever before. Archangel Michael bows in honor of your endurance, not just your survival, but your willingness to keep believing, to keep loving, to keep hoping for more. Even when life tried to shrink your capacity. Heaven saw you when you were weary, but still whispered, "God, I trust you." And that trust has now unlocked a shift. You're not standing in the ashes anymore. You're standing at the beginning of beauty, and the fire couldn't burn what was preserved. The healing you've been walking in, now it will deepen. The protection you've sensed, now it will surround your next steps in visible ways. The season ahead is not about rebuilding what was. It's about receiving what's next. You are not repeating. You are rising. And yes, there will be more healing. But now it comes with victory, with rhythm, with strength. So breathe. Breathe like someone who's been carried through 1,000 invisible battles. Breathe like someone who knows they were kept for a reason. breathed like someone who no longer needs to prove anything to be worthy of peace. You were chosen. You were kept. You are ready. I declare this over you now. I am not here by accident. I am here by divine preservation. Every delay, every detour, every pause was held in heaven's hands. I am standing in the center of restoration. My story is not ending. It is just beginning. Feel that. Let it anchor you, because this is your moment of recognition. This is the confirmation your soul has been waiting for. Now, rest your heart, because the healing is about to be sealed. You can rest now, because the healing has begun and the protection is sealed. This was never just a message. It wasn't just words or noise or spiritual encouragement. No, this was a visitation. Heaven came near tonight, and it wasn't random. You didn't stumble into this moment. You were drawn here. And what met you was more than comfort. It was covering. You've been carrying so much in silence. Weight in your chest, questions in your mind, fatigue in your body. And heaven said enough. Psalm 121:8 declares, "The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore." There's no expiration on that promise. No loophole, no fine print. Forevermore includes tonight, and it includes tomorrow. There's a shield over your life right now. Not a theory, not a maybe. A real covering, spoken into motion by the word of God and enforced by the host of heaven. Your mind, covered. Your body, covered. Your home, covered. Your future, covered. You've been walking through storms without knowing there were angels positioned around you. You've been sleeping in rooms where the presence of God stood at the doorway and said, "No evil may pass here." You were guarded through the things that never touched you. You were preserved from what should have broken you. And even in the moments where it did hurt, heaven was still preserving what mattered most. Your calling, your spirit, your alignment. You're not too late. You are not forgotten. I know that ache, that sense that somehow you've missed your moment, or that too much has happened for you to get back on track. But hear this tonight. God is not behind, and neither are you. He's always been exactly where you needed him to be. Even when you couldn't feel it. Even the silence was a shield. Even the unanswered prayers, the delayed answers, the doors that never opened. They were not denials. They were divine delays. They were part of the protection. You didn't hear yes because heaven was whispering not yet. This isn't the path I've written for you. And that whisper, that silence, that quiet nudge to pause, that inner knowing to wait. It was Archangel Michael sent on assignment, standing between you and the thing that would have stolen your peace. Not every open door is a blessing, and not every closed one is a loss. You've been covered this whole time, and now, that healing that began in the storm, that protection that hovered in the shadows, it is being sealed. You are entering a new season of knowing what's been true all along. You are loved. You are guarded. You are chosen. You are safe. Heaven is not asking you to understand everything tonight. It's simply asking you to rest, to stop running in your mind, to stop replaying what went wrong, to stop rehearsing what could have been. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Listening to this in this moment, held in the palm of God's hand, and heaven sees your endurance. Archangel Michael bows in honor of your survival. Not because you were strong every moment, but because you kept going. You stayed open. You didn't close your heart. You didn't let the pain destroy your ability to believe. And for that, You are honored. You are blessed. So now, let the stillness wrap around you. Let peace begin to settle in places where fear once whispered. Let your breathing slow. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart rest knowing this. The promise is sealed. You are protected. And tomorrow is already in God's hands. You don't have to wake up with dread. You don't have to brace yourself for the worst. You've been released from that mindset. The shift has happened. The same God who watched over your coming here will watch over your going forward. And now softly, I invite you, come back tomorrow. This is your sanctuary. This is the place your spirit recognized before your mind did. This is the holy space where heaven meets your weariness and exchanges it for peace. There's more healing, more protection, more peace, more clarity, more restoration, and it's not far away. It's daily. Let this be your rhythm, your resting place, your reminder that you are never alone. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up and receive. Let me bless you now. Right where you are, I declare peace over your mind, healing over your body, covering over your household, divine protection over your sleep, and holy alignment over your tomorrow. What was started tonight will not be stolen. It is sealed. So close your eyes now. You don't have to guard yourself anymore. The angels have taken their posts. Michael is standing watch. And the Father is holding you close. This night is holy. This peace is permanent. This healing is sealed. Come back tomorrow. This is your sanctuary. The promise is sealed. You are protected.